I just wanted to say something about Quentin Tarantino's recent criticism of Paul Dano's performance in There Will Be Blood.
He is weak sauce, man. He's a weak sister.
Is it the character?
He's eating him. Austin Butler would have been wonderful in that role.
I have a very simple theory, which I'll get into, but first, if you haven't followed any of this, the comments came from his appearance on Bret Easton Ellis's podcast.
He's just such a weak, uninteresting guy.
Tarantino has never been shy about his steadfast convictions on film style, structure, and indeed performance.
Were you a big Hitchcock guy?
I'm not a Hitchcock fan.
Really?
And nobody wants one of the greatest modern American scriptwriters to sanitize his commentary. And this isn't the first time we've heard from him on this topic.
If I had a criticism about the film, it would fall to Paul Dano's performance. Not that performance is bad. There's nothing bad about it. It's just, it does seem a compromise. He's just not in the level and the caliber of Daniel Day-Lewis.
This latest statement, however, seems unnecessarily mean-spirited.
It's supposed to be a two-hander. And it's
I guess ultimately
not.
it is. You're right.
With the weakest male actor in SAG, right? The limpest dick.
So, I actually want to make a case today, which prior to these comments might have been regarded as heresy, but we'll see how they taste going down today. When I first saw There Will Be Blood, the performance that actually stood out to me was in fact not Daniel Day-Lewis. It was Paul Dano. A couple of reasons. One, Day-Lewis is a known element. You know he's the chameleon that will always deliver. There's never been an expectation that he will be anything other than great. But Paul Dano? I had never seen this kid before. He still stands out, in my mind, as one of the great PTA performances plucked from obscurity and indissolubly linked to the greatness of this film. If you don't already know, the hiring of Paul Dano was, of all things, a fluke. His original role was limited to that of Paul Sunday, with only a few minutes of screen time. Eli, however, was originally played by an actor named Kel O'Neill, but Anderson felt it was a poor fit and didn't have the time to recast, so the two brothers were rewritten as twins, and Dano took on the central role with only a few days to prepare. Consider that when you watch scenes like this. All performance assessment will ultimately be subjective, but I want to put forth the reasons why I think Dano's depiction of Eli is possibly the most understatedly crucial aspect of this movie. The battle between Plainview and Sunday fits into many recognizable dichotomies. It's the clash of the material and the spiritual, industrial and communal, as well as blunt power against conniving deviousness. Really, they're both attempting to manipulate the town, but in different ways. While Plainview is using the traditional capitalist methods of primitive accumulation, Sunday makes his inroads through the social fabric, a turf that's largely inaccessible for Plainview. And this is what Dano captures so beautifully. Sunday does not carry himself with the same dominating behavior that Plainview does. He needs to use his meekness to his advantage. Take a look at this shot. It kind of captures what Dano brings to the character. In this scene, Plainview is deliberately denying Sunday's request to share the spotlight, and the push-in on Dano's face alone emphasizes his recognition of what's happening. But have a look at the top and bottom of Paul Dano's face. If you simply look at his mouth, you see a polite smile that blends in with the rest of the crowd. But if you isolate his eyes, Eli is staring daggers, training his focus on his enemy, weighing the options available to him. For the remainder of the film, Sunday diligently bides his time and reserves his anger for his family and his public performances. At the same time, Plainview is deteriorating. His business may be booming, but his connection to humanity withers until he's brought before Sunday on a platter. The entire point of Dano's performance, in my opinion, is to project weakness, while never letting the audience forget that he's just as manipulative, destructive, and hateful as Plainview. We will never know what an alternate Eli Sunday performance would have looked like, but in my estimation, the one we got was perfectly calibrated as an equal counter to Daniel Day-Lewis's depiction of a misanthropic bulldozer. Anderson is known for finding gems out of apparent obscurity and cementing them as performance benchmarks. Think of Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights, Philip Baker Hall, Philip Seymour Hoffman, John C. Reilly. Even lauded actors end up giving the most surprising performances in his work. Tarantino is entitled to his opinion, but it does also strike me that his movies tend to be filled with opposing forces of equal belligerence. Let's not forget that one of the enduring images of Tarantino's films is this. So perhaps he feels that Dano should have matched Day-Lewis's forcefulness externally. For my money though, Dano's performance was nothing short of haunting. I understood him and could even sympathize with him, but I never liked him and crucially, never trusted him. And that uneasiness about his character seems to boil right down to Dano's brilliant understanding of the character's role in Anderson's tapestry. What do you think? Does Tarantino have a point? Or maybe just a dislike for Dano altogether? Please like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and we'll talk later.